Hey everybody,
Hey,
and we are back together, and this is Cubbage Critiques.
that's true. That is
Cubbage
correct.
Critiques. Yes, it's hard to believe we're actually back together again.
Yes,
And Cubbage Critiques is partnered with the Netta's Avon store and sponsored by Vibrant Souls Health and Wellness.
that is correct.
So I'm Sam C. This is Bobby D. We're glad that you guys are here. And first of all, we want to thank you for subscribing to our channel. For those of you who have subscribed to our channel, and we want to thank you guys who may have found us by way of our lovely shorts that we put out there. So we say thank you.
That's right.
But Bobby D, we do want to talk just really quick here about what we saw recently.
That's true.
One of the best movies that you and I have seen recently, and this was the movie Michael.
That is correct. We were very excited to figure out what was going on. We don't want to do any spoilers. We hope we aren't spoiling anything. Hopefully by now you've seen it at least once. A lot of people have gone back to see it a second time just to make sure they hadn't missed anything. But could we say it's a little bit of spoiler, but not really?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of a spoiler.
Well, we first want to say that which you've probably heard people who have critiqued this already, because it's been a whole week now, so there are people who have been critiquing it. And we want to let you know that a lot of what you've heard is true. For instance, this particular movie stops at 1988 with, it looks like the way that it ended, that it is going to be at least a second part. In fact,
maybe even a third, right?
Maybe even a third. They have already confirmed. They've already confirmed that there will be a second one coming out in 2029.
Yeah, 2029.
2029.
Yeah.
So
that's a long time.
It's a long time. So with that being said, you should have plenty of time to see this movie. The casting was incredible. There's some surprise guests in there. We won't tell you. We're going to let you find that out yourself, so we won't spoil that.
Yes.
But if you are, I'll say this. If you are, you have to start with, what can I say? Okay, so the people, I guess that would be the boomers and the silent generation, right?
Right.
The boomers, the silent generation is a little older than the boomers. Then it's Gen X, right? Mm-hmm. So the silent generation and the boomers have lived through pretty much, well, the young boomers haven't exactly, but the silent generation and the boomers have lived through Michael's entire existence.
Right.
Especially if they are still around. Okay,
right.
So the Gen Xers, like ourselves, missed the 60s, and depending on where you were born in the 70s, you've missed most of the stuff in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, his biggest time that he's reigned was in the 80s and 90s, of course.
Right.
And into the 2000s when he passed. But I think because they had to cut it down because of movie time constraints, that's where a lot of the problems lie, in people critiquing it and giving it a bad review.
Mm-hmm.
It is not bad at all. It is not bad. That, of course, is song. Not bad. Not bad. That's one thing. But the movie is not bad. It is a walk down memory lane.
Mm-hmm.
The parts where we knew, our part. Everybody has a Michael Jackson memory, even those little ones. Even my little ones, that I teach
I'm
right
surprised they know
now,
Michael Jackson.
their parents and grandparents and even great grandparents know all about Michael. So they too know about Michael. And I even played the clip. Go on, well, you're on YouTube if you're watching this. On YouTube there's a clip where uh uh, uh darkness falls. Okay.
Vincent Price.
Vincent Price, thank you. Vincent Price was on the Joan
Yep.
Rivers show,
Mm-hmm.
and he did his little part on the show. And he was, oh, and did the whole scary laugh, and they did the lights and made it spooky and freaky and all that. And my kiddos, my 3 and 4 year olds, and then at the community center, my 5, 6, and 7 year olds laughed at me. And they said, "That is not creepy at all, Mrs. Cubbage. I don't know what you're talking about." But for us, that was creepy. And we were older than them when that came out.
Wow.
So, with that being said, it walked you through, it again, was only 2 hours, cut down from 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, that had to be extremely difficult to cut things down to try to get to the crux of Michael's life from 1964, I guess, to 1988. So I'm sure that was very difficult. But in saying all of that, it was incredible. Jafar Jackson did an amazing job. Coleman Domingo was electrifying as the late Joe Jackson. Nia Long, they didn't have her say a lot as Miss Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
But she was lovely. She was lovely. As we know, Miss Catherine is still around. She's about 94, 95 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God bless her. And yeah, they did not touch on the scandals. They did not touch on Michael's death because, again, all of that stuff started after 1988. So with that being said, Mr. Cubbage, do we want to tell everybody out of 10 what we gave the movie?
Well, actually, when the movie ended, actually before the movie ended, I had it a perfect 10. But because the way they dropped it off, I dropped it down to an 8 out of 10, which is still good.
Well, I'm very hard on movies, but I gave it a solid 8 out of 10. Not because of Mr. Cubbage. Not because of Mr. Cubbage, but because it was a solid movie. The music was incredible. Jafar he was his uncle. He became his uncle. And for a moment there, you forgot that you were not watching Michael.
Actually, I forgot that the whole movie it wasn't Michael, it was Jafar. But there were so many, we're not going to spoil the movie for everybody, but there were so many great scenes in that movie. It was just phenomenal. And the fact that they're going to make a sequel and possibly make it a trilogy, that just makes it even worth your while. So, yeah, if we like it that much, we know you guys will like it that much, and that's why you should definitely go out and watch Michael. If you are like the biggest Michael Jackson fans, like we are, well,
Especially you.
yeah, especially me.
Me
well, both of us. Like you said, it takes you down memory lane. You can do nothing but smile. And
There are some sad parts, of course.
Of course,
obviously.
there are. But when you hear his music, even today, you just smile at it. And like you said, Jafar, it's so good. So, if you are looking for a great movie to watch, definitely go give Michael a shot. You won't be disappointed at all.
That is correct. So, that is our take on the Michael movie. We give it thumbs up.
8 out of 10.
Solid 8 out of 10.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us. Anything else?
Yeah. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, we ask that you please do. Make sure that you have your notifications set so you don't miss a thing. Watch all of our other segments that we have here on our YouTube channel, and always join us on Saturdays at 10 o'clock Eastern Time for the CCI Radio Show.